Once upon a time, in a quaint little town, nestled amidst rolling hills and lush greenery, there lived a confectioner named Mr. Henry. He was renowned for his delectable treats that brought delight to the taste buds of everyone who had the pleasure of savoring them. But what made Mr. Henry truly special was his relentless work ethic and his unwavering commitment to his craft. Mr. Henry's small bakery was the heart of the town. Every morning, before the sun had even risen, he would be found in his spotless apron, busy preparing for the day ahead. Flour, sugar, and a pinch of love were the essential ingredients of his success. The sweet aroma of his freshly baked goods wafted through the streets, drawing people in like bees to honey. Despite the early hours and the physical demands of his work, Mr. Henry always wore a warm smile on his face. He took great pride in the happiness his creations brought to others. From the giggling children who skipped in to buy colorful candies to the elderly folks who reminisced about their favorite treats from childhood, everyone adored Mr. Henry and his confections. But running a bakery was no piece of cake. It demanded long hours, and Mr. Henry often worked well into the night, ensuring that the next day's goodies were perfect. He kneaded the dough with passion and dedication, crafting each pastry and dessert with artistic precision. He believed that putting love into his work was the secret ingredient that made his confections so special. One chilly winter morning, as the town was blanketed in snow, a prestigious culinary magazine editor named Mrs. Thompson happened to pass through the little town. The delicious aroma led her to Mr. Henry's bakery. She sampled one of his pastries, and her eyes lit up with delight. The taste was unlike anything she had ever experienced before. Intrigued and impressed by the exceptional flavors, Mrs. Thompson struck up a conversation with Mr. Henry. She learned about his journey, his dedication, and his unyielding passion for baking. She could sense that behind every treat was not just a skilled confectioner, but a soul who poured his heart into his creations. Mrs. Thompson, deeply moved by Mr. Henry's story, decided that such a talented and hard-working confectioner deserved recognition. She invited him to participate in the prestigious national baking competition. Mr. Henry was both excited and anxious at the prospect, but he knew this was an opportunity he couldn't pass up. For weeks, Mr. Henry prepared tirelessly, experimenting with new flavors and perfecting his signature treats. The town rallied behind him, offering their support and encouragement. The day of the competition finally arrived, and Mr. Henry stood among some of the finest bakers in the country. As he presented his creations to the panel of judges, there was a hushed silence that fell over the room. With each bite, the judges' faces lit up with delight, and a murmur of appreciation spread throughout the audience. Mr. Henry's hard work, dedication, and love for his craft shone through in every morsel. When the results were announced, it was no surprise that Mr. Henry was declared the winner. The crowd erupted in thunderous applause, and he was presented with the prestigious Golden Spatula Award. It was a moment of triumph for the hard-working confectioner, and his small bakery suddenly became a bustling hub of visitors from all around. News of Mr. Henry's victory spread like wildfire, and soon people traveled from far and wide to taste his award-winning treats. Lines stretched around the block, but Mr. Henry greeted each customer with the same warmth and humility as he had always done. Through his hard work and the recognition he received, Mr. Henry's life changed, but he remained grounded and true to himself. He continued to wake up early every morning, kneading his dough with love and spreading joy through his confections. His success never went to his head, and he remained the same humble and dedicated confectioner that the town had always loved. And so, the story of the hard-working confectioner, Mr. Henry, became a legend in the town. His legacy of passion, dedication, and love for baking inspired generations to come, reminding everyone that behind every sweet success there is hard work, perseverance, and a touch of love.